Yeah. So how are you
All
doing?
right.
How have you been?
I've been great, man. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been good.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. It's actually been a while we actually
Yeah.
spoke on Zoom, mostly on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Nothing really consistent like that. So I'll ask you a couple of questions, then maybe by the end maybe give you a couple of tips, and then you can give me a couple of feedbacks and stuff like that. So I'd just like to know like about your journey coming into appointment setting, your journey meeting me. Basically, give me a whole general and what kind of offer you're working on right now.
So I'm not an appointment setter, like I'm a closer right now. It's all right. So started straight off with closing itself. And I started my first call. I closed that as well. All right. So it was pretty smooth. I kind of uh I didn't really work on a foreign offer. I started with an Indian one to begin with, right? And I just wanted to gain some experience with the crowd that I was kind of comfortable with. And yeah, eventually might move on to foreign as well. The timing kind of works awkward, but we'll see if we can get to that level as well. Don't Definitely it'll be worth it. And yeah, I mean, sort of that's how it's been.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Basically shows people that one thing about that reason, another reason I decided like to quickly hop on a call with you was you mentioned that you're not even working on
Yeah,
international offer. You're working in a local offer, basically
correct.
currently at, and you're
Yeah,
having like still having success that people that are trying to still go to the foreign markets have not still seen, right? People are just struggling to find a role in the foreign markets. You were like, okay, let me just start from from where I am, right? And
yeah.
you were basically you mentioned you were selling the offer you're selling the price is 500.
500. I mean, it's like close to 40K Indian rupees, which comes to like, yeah, close to $500. But in the Indian market, if you, it's comparable to like 2 to 3K at least in the USD.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah. I
yeah,
get
$500 in India is more than the average income of the Indian household, right?
yeah.
And in the US, the average income is like 5K USD, which is so that way is like if you see maybe purchasing power parity is kind of different, but yeah, it's a pretty much a higher ticket offer as far as the Indian market is concerned. Indian market is concerned, yeah, it is somewhat of a high ticket offer. But I mean, good to start off with initially to get experience, gradually gain more confidence. Working with high ticket offers as well, you tend to gauge the audience, right? And what works, what doesn't work. Basically, just getting a taste of how closing feels like, right? Which really gets the motion going for you. So that's how it is. And I just knew like I need to get comfortable closing deals. And I felt the Indian market suited me fine. I mean, through your portal, I got offer from, I didn't get an offer. I got an interview call from Phone Sales
Yeah.
initially. Then I also got one from Closers.io. They were like, we like what we see and we want to, but obviously couldn't convert that because I didn't have much experience. I met Tyler, I met Jeff from Phone Sales too. Wasn't able to convert that, but yeah, I got the opportunity there. So given my experience now, I think if I move to an international offer later on, I'll have some work to show them. I close so many deals. This is my
Yeah.
closing between 20 to 30% of closing percentage, right? Sometimes when I really get going, I even close 3 out of 3 deals in a day.
Yeah.
So that was amazing.
The main key reason I actually want to hop on call with you is not even because, yeah, we have a platform to help people to land roles, but I want to show people that it's actually possible to even do it wherever you are, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wherever you are. Because I see a lot of people that are just struggling to break into the foreign markets, and there's a lot of offers, maybe for instance, there are people in the French markets that trying to go into the English market that actually can find French offers. There are people in the Spanish market that can actually
Yeah.
Spanish offers and actually work on. So basically, you're like a complete example or something like that. So you mentioned like what would you say like because this is basically show I want to see people to actually know the potential in the Indian market, right? Because you mentioned
Okay.
some days you actually close like three, some days. So what would you say like how long have you worked on the offer and if you willing to share how much sales you've been able to do?
Okay. So, I mean, the projected revenue, like it's coming in installments. Some is coming in installments, some is paid in full. So the projected revenue was uh 5 lakh rupees. Okay, 5.4, which is close to like um which is like how much is that? You could say I guess 7K USD, right? In a
Okay.
month. I know it doesn't, I mean, for some people, it'd be like, you know what, 7K USD is just like a single offer which you close in one day.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. But as far as, okay, basically know what this field is like. And once you get, if you close good deals and earn large amounts of commission, right, which is pretty good. And eventually, maybe once you get the experience, you have some work to show, then you can maybe switch to a foreign offer later on as well, if that's like possible, right? And that's becomes possible once you have work to showcase. I close so many, then people are likely to give you a chance. And you also have the confidence that, yeah, I'll be able to showcase something out there,
Yeah.
right?
That
Which
that
was not the case earlier.
that's
Yeah.
that's another thing basically because you mentioned you got a couple of offers from the sales channel, but we could have them connected to more offers, but you quickly identify something that, oh, you need to actually get good at this closing.
Yeah.
And you decide to find
Yeah.
the
That
market.
was the main thing, right?
Yeah. Find a
Yeah.
market that work for you and you're already like 7K. I know people that actually in the foreign markets, maybe from India or from another part of the world, a third world country, and they have not even done 1K in sales, right? So basically 7K, it might not look much to maybe a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've actually closed deals as high as 10K before. So it might not look much,
Yeah.
but if you go quantify that in the India in the Indian currency, it's like
Yeah.
it's
It's
seven,
a lot of money. It's
a lot of
5.6.
money basically.
Yeah. Decent enough for the Indian market. And
Yeah.
like I mean, don't really know. I mean, so basically, it a lot depends on what kind of offer you have, right? Your closing percentage, like what kind of offer are you getting? Is it just any random lead, or is it like a well-nourished lead in a way who has maybe seen a webinar come in, right?
Yeah.
And again, also, yeah, depends a lot of on that. Is it just a random Facebook lead who's just seeing your thing and just coming and booking a call? So I would say like in terms of closing, you need to have conviction in your product. You need to know it really well in the sense that what is it offering, what is it not offering, and basically just have the prospect in front of you, his interest in your mind, right? Then it becomes kind of a lot easier because when you're trying to close the other person for your own benefit, the other person tends to smell that, I guess.
Yeah, that's the key thing. I always one I worked with someone once, a guy who
Yeah.
actually he did basically over like he's done like $10 million in sales. I worked in with them once, and there was one thing he told me about sales. He said sales is not trying to get the person to buy. Sales is trying to help them to make the right decision, right? That's
Yeah, correct.
about. So you're not just here to make them to buy, open up their credit card, to open up the wallet to actually pay. You're here to actually
Yeah,
help them make the right decision. You're just like a doctor
correct.
person, just like a
Yeah,
therapist. You're helping them make the right decision. And that's the key thing. So this is definitely like this is a very important question. And this will actually help a couple of people. By the way, for context, let me actually give you guys, for anyone that's going to watch this, for context, um, the minimum wage, according to Google in India, is around $64, around 64 to $70.
Yeah.
And for context,
Yeah.
$1,000 is around six figures, like 600K
Yeah.
plus in Indian rupee.
Yeah.
So he has done
Great.
actually six figures in sales, right? So it might not be in the
Yeah.
US, he has actually done this amount of money. And guess what? This was not done in 7 months. This is how many months?
One.
Just 1 month. 1 month, 7K. It was like literally,
Yeah.
actually,
Not even 1 month. 1 month I'll complete in like 10.
yeah.
It's not
So
even 1 month.
it's actually like tremendous results you can actually get. So this question is actually very like
Yeah.
important. It's like how we're able to find this offer in the Indian market that actually does sell offers as high as that, and
Okay.
what was your approach? What was your strategy?
So, okay. So, I mean, I wasted a lot of time, trying to look for opportunities out there. Initially, I was with there was one company, I'm not going to name it, obviously. And like I got into them, but their offer didn't really sit well with me. It's like, for some reason, um didn't really focus much into sales. It was more or less pitching the product itself, right? Things like that. Then moving further, I knew I wasn't going anywhere with that. I decided to chuck it off. And then I was kind of free for some time. In about January, I left my job in August 2024. I was working a corporate job, a senior manager. I mean, doing fine in the corporate space as in terms of money, right? But like I knew like beyond a certain level, I'll have to get into something else too if I really want to make a lot of money, right? And my coach, he told me sales is one thing you can get into. This is a new field. In India, the market is not really tapped. There's a lot of scope for high ticket sales. And surprisingly, I mean, in the US, it's pretty prominent. In India, it's kind of like uh, not many people know about it yet. It's growing. There's a lot of scope in terms of opportunity. Ticket size, I mean, again, purchasing power parity. Currently, foreigners have a lot more of that. The purchasing power is a lot more in the US, so you tend to sell higher ticket offers easily. The opportunity is there in India, and like if you close a good number of deals, you get fluent with your closing process, you can earn good commissions, live a good lifestyle. It's like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
so that's
yeah, so
so how did you like the main thing is like the strategy? Did you like where did you find this offer in the Indian
okay,
market?
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
I forgot. Yeah, so how did I find this offer was like um I mean, didn't really. I was kind of unemployed at that time, totally free, right? And
yeah.
just sitting, scrolling through Instagram, praying to God to show me something, right? So I come across this company, and they were like, we teach you sales, okay? So, and I'm like, okay, let me just get into this because I wanted a base that would like, you know get me ready. I wanted someone when I sit in calls who to analyze what I've been saying and so that they could guide me in the right way. And that's what we came with a positive mindset that deals are going to close, right? And so went through training with that with person and worked with them, right? Like for about 4 weeks, I trained with him, right? And then about like he gave me an offer because it was more like the owner of the company, he was only looking for closers for himself, right? So he wanted to train people and then get them into his own offers. So but and like there were three guys out there, two of them kind of dropped out of that thing. So I only I was the one sitting and he was teaching me, obviously. Then we went to do closing. We closed sales and yeah, so that's how it works. So I first learned it. I wanted to learn this process. What is it like? How will it work and all that, right? And he gave me really taught me pretty well, and I'm still working with him only, right? So again, through an Instagram ad, the opportunity kind of came, and so it's not so the problem with US or foreign international offers was that I knew that if I really want to jump into closing, right, I don't have the experience. I don't know if I have the skills to close deals, right? No understanding of how the foreign market works and things like that. And even closing for that, how does it really work? So I knew I needed some like guidance on how to move forward with it. And that's what I was looking for, praying for guidance. And I come across this Indian company where they teach sales. I learned sales. They put me in one of their offers, which was pretty good. Good leads, like really serious about kind of getting into this sort of, not like just random person coming in on a appointment. It wasn't like that. So those were kind of webinar leads, and that's how I started to close them.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Basically, went on IG and you found someone basically in the Indian market. I was teaching sales.
Yeah,
From the
yeah,
beginning, you definitely started working for them, right? Makes a lot of sense. So,
yeah,
like those are me the questions I
yeah,
just
yeah.
know, right? For anyone that's actually going to watch this, you can actually see that it's actually possible to land an offer. It might
Hmm.
not be in the English market.
Yeah,
English market is good, but I know like your goal is to still transition
yeah. I mean,
market, right?
let's see if I mean how it works if I'm doing fine in the Indian offers as well, if they are high ticket, really high ticket offers in the Indian market, if I'm closing them. I mean, the timing works for me, right?
Yeah,
Although, yeah,
that's
I
another
mean,
thing
offer,
with an offer in your time zone. The time
yeah, yeah,
you basically like you're not
time works.
wake up in the midnight to hop on calls because you're working at a US company or you're basically
Correct.
so that's when the sweet part about working with offers in your time zone. But for people that actually look
Yeah,
at this and your time there basically your countries that you might be that you might think there is no high ticket offers. The actual high ticket offers, just ask yourself like for
yeah,
most countries like in the US, high tickets are usually like from some people usually think high ticket is like 3K, 4K. I've actually seen businesses that actually feel high ticket is from 10K upward, right? And I've actually seen people that feel high ticket is from 20K upward. So you just need to actually ask yourself, like, in my country, what is high ticket? What's the price range,
yeah,
right? What does high ticket?
yeah,
Then you put that price. Basically, then you start finding
correct.
who's in that range. So you can easily
Hmm.
sell offers as 500, you sell offers as 1,000 and stuff like that. So it's usually not difficult stuff, but the key thing is you just need to be determined about it. And one thing I always tell like, if you do activities that bring you closer to the goal, you'll actually get to it.
Yeah,
They basically you had that mind, basically had in mind, and you wanted to find an offer. Basically went on IG,
hmm,
and once you're
yeah,
focused on something, one thing I know about is once you're focused on something, it comes to you. Like literally, if you're
yeah,
focused on something, it actually
yeah,
comes. You might just be randomly scrolling and thinking you're wasting your time, and an offer will just pop up on your screen. Not to say that people should randomly scroll, but you could definitely find offers just by being on IG and being on the lookout.
yeah,
All right. So
yeah, yeah. It's like that. So, I mean, luckily it came to me, and the advertisement sort of came to me, and I kind of applied there. Till then, I was honestly, I was not in a good place at that point of time. So I was thinking maybe I should start an AI agency, or maybe I should, like maybe SMMA is kind of saturated. I was just thinking, like what do I do? Should I go back to my regular job that I was doing? And didn't really want to go back to that place because kind of felt like no growth is there, things like that. So, I mean, I guess good things manifested in a way, right?
Yeah, but
And
it's all in the mindset.
yeah,
I'm not really
yeah,
a mindset guy, but I believe that it's all in the mindset. When you actually put your mind to
yeah,
something and you focus on it and you're consistent on it and you actually think like this has to work, it definitely works.
yeah. So basically, start off with something you feel comfortable with, right? And like, well, I mean, US market is fine. Like Indian market, I mean, currently for the start, I think, like even what do you call it? This offer is pretty fine, right? $500 is fine considering the Indian market, and just to get a taste of it. Eventually, definitely would want to, as you want growth, right? You want to move to higher ticket offers as well. Foreign market is also something I'm open to. Maybe future once I'm still kind of learning, just want that, really to be logged in and kind of like when the sales kind of when it becomes smooth, right? So then if I want to challenge myself, maybe I can move to a foreign offer, try to close bigger ticket deals, 2K, 3K USD, then maybe eventually even 10K. Who knows, right?
Yeah, basically, the key
Yeah.
thing, funny thing I see a lot of people think is the process on how you sell a 3K offer or a 5K offer is different from the process you sell a 500 offer. Is literally the same. Like it's
Yeah, process is literally the same.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
and funny thing is I would say this stuff like the first time I closed a prospect for 15K, right, on an offer, guess what? That it was super easier than when I was closing a 2K offer because I don't really know someone can actually
Yeah.
prospects that spend 50K on offers, if they hop on a call with you,
Yeah.
they actually have money to buy, right? So they're not really coming with,
Correct.
oh,
Yeah.
have a money objection. They might just have a value objection. Can you actually provide the value
Exactly.
for my 50K to actually spend? Right. But when you're hoping on
Yeah.
like 2K offers, 1K offer, they might be like, oh, I'm not really sure I have money. And that's the funny thing is I found out when the price is going higher, the prospect rarely have money objection. It's just the same thing like someone going to buy a Ferrari, for instance. You don't walk into the Ferrari and be like, oh, can I get
Yeah. He's not going to
yeah, those kind of places they have
at
really
discount.
they're just like, what's the mileage on this? What's the
Yeah. I
basic?
mean, they're out there for value, right?
Yeah. So that's one key thing I noticed about that. The only thing
Yeah.
is right with selling to those people is you're basically selling the value in one side, right? And you're helping them. Most of the times you just need to show them the
Yeah.
value. They already know what they want to buy. They just need to know,
Correct.
are you the guy I can buy from?
Yeah.
Right? That's the key thing. Just you need to be a person of
Yeah.
value on the call. Definitely. It was actually
Yeah.
glad speaking
Correct.
to you again, like super glad speaking with you. I will definitely keep you in touch if a couple of US offers come in, the actual offers coming in. I created a WhatsApp group, by the way.
Yeah.
I created a private WhatsApp group. I will add
Sure.
you.
Sure.
I will add you into it because I started getting offers. Let me actually send you like an invite right now on the call. I think because the offers are
Yeah.
coming in if you want to check it out, but I feel like you should stick with this offer like for 3 months.
For something. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, it's been new. I want to like you
Yeah,
want to because I'm in the same space, right? The high ticket Indian market is as it is not pretty small at the moment. So if I want to like come back to this, I need to have. I mean, obviously, we currently want to work with them only, right? I think it's working fine. Eventually, all who knows, right? Uh,
usually there's something
anything can happen.
there's one quote I always live by is if it's not broken, don't fix it. Right?
Yeah, don't fix it.
If it's
Yeah,
not broken, don't fix it. So trying to fix
yeah,
what is
yeah,
not broken, like is it's actually working for you. It's actually like you're
right.
making money from it. So it's not actually broken.
Yeah,
So once you get to
yeah,
and you're like, okay, maybe I want to move down to Bali or maybe I want to move down to Dubai. I think I need to get a very high ticket offer right now to get me that lifestyle.
yeah,
Right? Then you can actually take the result you've been able to get from this offer and pitch yourself. Guess what? You're coming now
yeah,
to this market as someone that has already provided value, has already closed,
yeah,
has results,
yeah,
come into the market with that.
correct.
it's really more easier for you to like even pitch yourself and show yourself to the business owner in the English market that you are someone that can actually do the job because you've done it already.
Great, great. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
You have
it's
like
how it is, man. Man, Indian audience are pretty like when it comes to price, like these guys are Indians are they're like really pricey people, right? They count each and every penny that it's like they want to save each and every penny. It's not the like, I mean, this is maybe my perception of why I've been facing certain price objections till now. But from what I see, like Indians are very, very when it comes to, like they don't want to spend. They want all the value, but it's like that. They don't want
yeah,
to spend.
usually like
Kind of, although, but
also like if
yeah,
with African,
I feel that,
sorry, you can go on.
yeah, yeah, no, no, you can speak.
So,
It's
like
fine,
for
right?
instance, with African markets, for instance, right? I don't sell to the African markets, but with the African markets, one key thing I have seen, like a couple of years ago, I did actually sell to the African market. By the way, I'm actually Nigerian, so there was a time I actually was selling to
Yeah,
Nigerian.
I know.
Literally, like it's very hard, and I was selling offers that were like $5, $6, $10. They were still negotiating those offers, like literally negotiating $5, $6,
Yeah,
$7, right? So that's one tricky stuff. But I noticed when I actually came into the foreign market and I went back to even sell to the Nigerian market one time, I noticed one key thing. You just need to show them. There's one key thing I always do, right? I show you the value.
mm,
Like if I not just
yeah,
show the value, I make sure it's two stuff. Is that I'm making you a lot of money. Basically, three stuff. I'm
yeah,
making you a lot of money. I'm saving you a lot of money. Or I'm saving
yeah,
you time,
correct.
right? Once I can
Yeah,
actually show them how much I'm going to make them, or how much I'm going to save them, or how much time they're
yeah,
going to make, I now equate that, right? I show them like, you're
yeah,
not making this
right. Mm,
spending $500 right now. You're not really making this money. You can keep that
yeah,
$500. You still don't have a strategy to make this money. So you either
yeah,
you keep the $500 and maybe you might use it on something not useful, or you come
mm,
implement this system, learn this stuff, and you can actually turn that $500 into something more
yeah,
than, because
yeah,
you're not putting, yes, it might look as if you're putting this $500 in this business you're giving us, but guess what? It's like planting a seed in yourself, and we are watering the seed by the information we're giving you, right? So you just need to actually show them like the true value. But I'm glad you getting over 7K in sales. Definitely, you actually have your way around it because it's actually your people. You understand them really well. I haven't really
yeah,
understand. I have not tried selling to the Nigerian market like over like 6, 7 years right now. I have not really even sold anything to the Nigerian market. Funny thing is, even the sales channel, for instance, I have only two Nigerians inside. Not to say I
okay,
don't sell to Nigerians, but I only have two Nigerian inside, and those two Nigerians are outside Nigeria, right?
yeah,
So that's another key thing. Not to say, but because I'm not that kind of person, I always like I show you the value, you know the value, and
yeah,
I ask you like, is it worth the price? Yes, it's worth the price. I can't really negotiate anything again, right? That's my I don't really like do I try as much as possible to show every piece of value you're getting, make sure you know that it's actually even way more worth than the price. So when you actually come
mm,
up with your objection, you have to actually come up with a reasonable objection, basically.
yeah,
So that's the key thing.
exactly.
So you sell into any market, just show them the value, right? Or
Yeah,
people might be frugal with their spending. There's a lot of people like that. They want to get the best deal out of it. They feel like you're buying groceries in the supermarket. That's how they try
exactly.
to approach you. So you just need to the value based and the key thing. I'm glad you're able to do that. I think I will send you a few I think you have that. You should have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have access to the Discord?
Uh, I'll have to check. I guess not, but definitely I do have access to sales channel, right?
Yeah, you have access to
And
sales in the pipeline, but I didn't give you
yeah,
check later on. You can send me a message after the call on WhatsApp if you have access to the Discord, right? There are a couple of free
yeah,
resources on how to like sell on the call, sell this,
Hmm.
a lot of stuffs inside
Yeah,
the access. You should if you're inside the Discord, you just have access to all the sections. But if you don't have access,
yeah,
let me know after the call.
correct. So yeah, sure. I'll check that definitely. And yeah, visit. I mean, really great your channel. I mean, I got, like I said, right, from phone sales, closers, and problem with me at that time was like not really a problem with me, as like the situation was simply that I didn't have experience, nor was I like confident that I'd be able to deliver at that point of time. Gradually now, I mean, that time I was looking for an appointment setter role, right? Which is like sitting in India, you doing appointment setting, calling up people, they might not respond. What is it like? If it's pure cold call, it's like really, it's kind of hard how you do that. Maybe, speak to people on call, or what am I going to call? Is it going to be DM? What is it going to be? So I knew like this is not the strategy like I can go with. I need to get into a closer role directly because I mean, I did my master's in business administration, right? I'm not out here trying to act like a cold caller, trying to set up appointments out there. So it was kind of weird. How do I, go about this? There were times when I was like, is this even the right field for me? Even I was like, maybe you should get into AI agency, start something like that, a business like that, take retainers, foreign retainers, maybe set up, make AI agents. That was what I was thinking at that point of time, but really didn't like that, right? Making something. But I knew like if you want to grow in a field, you need to have a passion for it, right? You really want to have to grow. It's not like I just make an AI agent today, it's going to have keep running with that. I need to like innovate in that also, which to be honest, I wasn't being a computer science graduate myself. I kind of grew tired of that field. That's why I shifted to business. Eventually, then from business also, working in the corporate field, I decided to move into sales. Weird how life moves.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, main thing with foreign offers at that point of time was like closing, they wanted experience. I didn't have that. Second was like appointment setting, like, I mean, I was like, dude, if I'm going to call up people, first of all, I need to have a good connection to call those people up. How am I going to do that? Is it going to be on DMs? DMs getting a DM from an Indian guy, like, how's it going to work? Things like that were there. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should focus on my skills first, develop my skills to a particular level. Once I have that set, you know,
Yeah, that's the key thing.
from there on.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you were able to come to that realization, Ellie, like that
Yeah.
realization. But I want to honor advice because like a few minutes to the end of the call is kind of taken down. What was your
Yeah.
honest advice, honest feedback or honest feedback of working directly with me and how was the process like? And I don't want to give you put words in your mouth. I want you to say basically an approach of working with me, basically. Even though you found another
So,
myself, right? Which I actually love. Key thing is what was
yeah.
the feedback on that?
So I think channel sales channel, it's been great. Like I got offers, right? And from phone sales and also closers.io, again, Cole Gordon's company itself, right? So and also like it's pretty helpful when if you really want to look for genuine offers out there because there's a lot of clutter in this market, as you know, on Facebook, which is where a lot of people tend to go to. And it was through the offers that I got that I was able to, make certain connections. Kind of like, I don't know, I haven't interacted much with them later on, but like I got into closers.io school community as well, joined them, right? And basically, um, yeah, so I know that in case I want to look for a foreign opportunity, yours is a portal I want to reach out to, right? Because we want to look for offers in. And currently, at that point, I didn't have experience. Now that I have experience, I have some call recordings to show how they go and how is the process taking place. I know I can showcase my value out there, right? So, yeah, that is there. So, and now having an understanding of how the sales works, I think it's pretty fine. It's I would say in your case, definitely it's great feedback. I mean, really like it, definitely. And I think you were also quite supportive. We used to speak whenever I used to call you, and we used to speak. It was definitely really appreciate the support from you as well. So yeah, that's how it's been.
Definitely. I do. I am actually grateful I was actually able to follow you through this journey. And definitely I want once you get to even once you finally find an offer in the English market, or once you find a really high ticket offer in the Indian market, I'll still love to hop on a call with you again sometimes later, or maybe we meet up somewhere in Bali, somewhere like that, and
Yeah.
actually hang out. You're right. So it was
Yeah.
good actually speaking to you on the call. Any other communication we actually have on WhatsApp?
Yeah, definitely. I've joined your WhatsApp group, right?